This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're in Nottingham here for the first part of a press tour between Michael Conlan and Lee Wood, March the 12th in Nottingham. That was lively, Frazer.
Yeah, I think it hit the sweet spot. You know, like it wasn't too much, wasn't boring. It was just like it went up a level and it came back down.
It didn't drag on either, did it?
It didn't drag on. It was short, sharp, but there's a bit of spite between them. Do you know what I mean? But it's not like that idiot spite where they're going to start cursing each other's families and this and that, or talking about girlfriends or that. It's like, I think it's competitive rivalry. Do you know what I mean?
No, absolutely. But we've got another part to go tomorrow, so maybe lines get crossed tomorrow. I don't know, but I don't think so, because I think these guys have got respect for each other. It is banter. There was a few things said about he said, she said, etc. But we'll see what happens in Belfast.
Belfast, though, that's a different kettle of fish. Nottingham, that was lively. You know, we had a good little crowd, a little bit at the beginning with the trumpet and whatnot. But Belfast, they're boxing people, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. So, coming on to you now, not long ago, 4 weeks? 4 weeks, where you will finally make your professional heavyweight debut on the undercard of Amir Khan and Kell Brook. So, yeah, you must be over the moon and to be, first of all, making your pro debut on such a huge card.
Finally! You know what I mean? No, seriously. It's an honour and it's good, and I've worked hard, to get in this position. A little bit of pressure, I suppose, heavyweight signing with Sky. The people are branding me, the next coming of Ali and stuff like this, the next coming of Jesus. But I'm just another fighter making his debut, really, and I'm going to go out there and do my thing and, hopefully let the boxing speak for itself.
I've got to ask, who calls you the next coming of Jesus? Like the Ali comparison, okay, we're in the boxing circle. Who refers to you as Jesus?
No, that's myself. I can't lie. I'm just not myself. But you get what I'm saying. People are like, oh, he's this, he's that, and I get it. It's Sky's job. It's everyone's job. Their job is to big me up. Do you know what I mean? Promote me. But like I say, I'm just another fighter here to do my job. Here to box, and that's what I do.
Now, around 9 years ago, me and you used to go out, didn't we? Had a few nights out in Hull and other places, and a lot's happened in that time. It seems to be like a lifetime ago, all that, but now finally kind of you're here where you're meant to be.
Yeah, even then, there were the times where I wanted to be on this stage. The closest I could get was sitting on the ring as a security guard, so that's what I did. But for them 9 years, I always looked and thought, oh, one day I'll be in there, one day I'll be in there. Persevered and worked hard. I had another dream as well, obviously the Olympics, got out of the way, and now it's time to go into the pros and start at the bottom and hopefully work my way to the pinnacle.
How old are you, Frazer?
30.
You're 30. I was going to ask you, because obviously when, just a comparison I'm making with obviously someone you know very well in Joe Joyce, how kind of quickly he was being moved because of his age. Is that going to be similar for you or not necessarily?
Well, I think people have asked me this question a lot, and the difference between me and Joe is, first of all, he's a great fighter. But I'm not like an old 30. If people that know me know that, I'm still got a young head on my shoulders. I've been surrounded by, you've seen the twins here. I've been with them for the last 7 years. They've kept me young. Do you know what I mean? And I've been in a good team, a young team. I don't feel 30. I feel fit. I feel ready. I feel the best I've ever felt. I know everyone says that, but genuinely, I feel like if you're going to be a good professional heavyweight, you have to be professional, and I'm finally that now. Like you say, there's no more nights out like there was 9 years ago. I'm doing the right things now. I changed, family man, fighting man, and true profession.
I just want to point out 9 years ago, you weren't drinking. You were just there looking after me, because I used to have a drink and you used to have to carry me home. That's all that was.
No, it was. Everyone thought it was a lemonade, but it wasn't.
I do want to ask you, obviously, about Anthony Joshua, who, just talking to Eddie Hearn recently, I think things are very, very unclear regarding situation regarding Usyk and Tyson Fury and Fury-Whyte. This is kind of a mix now the puzzles are not fitting together at the moment, but I'm sure within the next couple of weeks we're kind of see where all their futures, all those heavyweights I just mentioned, where their futures lie.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mess, and it's frustrating for them. I'm sure it's frustrating for the fans. People want to see action. People want to see fights. People are ready for big nights. I'm ready for big nights. I'm a fan as much as anyone else, and the politics in boxing is something that I'm just getting to grips with now. In the professional side of boxing, it's not like the amateurs. You go here, you fight him. It's you fight when you're going to fight, who you're going to fight, how much money is it going to make, How much money is it going to make? How much money is it going to make? If not, it ain't going to happen. We just want to see the fights. I think, Anthony's preparing himself to fight. I see Tyson Fury doing a bit of body sparring with Joe Parker and stuff. He's preparing to fight. Usyk, I'm sure, true professional. I'm sure he's doing a bit behind the scenes. You don't see much on the socials from him, but knowing them people, they'll be working. Dylan White, I think he's had a bit of a nightmare, hasn't he? For the last couple of years now. Obviously, since Povetkin, it's all gone quiet again, and I think he deserves his shot. Then I heard the thing the other week about the 80-20. Once again, that's gone over my head. I don't have a clue, other than I know that it sounds unfair, but there's a lot to it. So I want to see all these guys in action, because as a boxing fan, that's what you want to see. The best fighters fight each other.
Yeah, like I said to you, I mean, there's just so many things happening at the moment. We know there's probably a lot of talks going on behind the scenes that we're not kind of privy to know all the information. But yeah, one thing I did want to ask you, obviously, is about Joshua and his training situation. We know that some changes are going to be made. Nothing's come out yet. We've only heard what we had from people like Eddie Hearn and Joshua himself. But are you expecting changes to be made in that department?
Yeah, I think there will be changes made. Sometimes change is good. Sometimes you should stick with what you know. He feels like he wants to change, I think, and I'll back him if that's what he wants to do. He's his own man. He's a grown man. We're all professionals. Obviously, he needs to do something different to what he did last time. That's quite evident. And if he feels that a change in training regime and personnel is needed, then you've got to respect his decision as a man and as a former world champion. He's his own boss. Essentially. But I think from what I've seen of him this week, he's just focused on training. He knows he needs to be better. He knows he needs to improve. And like I said before, he's the kind of person that if he knows he needs to do them things, then he'll hammer it and work on it. And he'll give his best in the rematch, I'm sure.
I think, just finally on that, I think the question is, from everyone's perspective, is there enough time? I mean, at the moment, we're going to assume the Usyk rematch. This could change. Listen to Eddie Hearn today. This could all change depending on different situations. But if we're to assume that he's going to fight Alexander Usyk around April time, then people are questioning whether that's enough time for him to kind of gel and work with someone new, as opposed to someone he's worked with his whole boxing career as a professional. Yeah,
I get where people are coming from, because it's not going to happen overnight. Definitely, when you're learning new skills and you're trying new things and you've got to come up with a game plan, it doesn't happen overnight. But I will say that he's definitely a quicker learner than a lot. If you just look at his rise, he came from a novice to an ABA champion to a Olympic champion very quick, and then from Olympic champion to British champion and world title. He did it in some speed. So he's definitely a fast learner. But you got to think what he's in with. He's in with a great fighter, really, really good fighter. Is there enough time? If you look at the first fight, I think he had a lot of opportunities to land a lot of bigger shots. He just didn't land them, didn't throw them. So in that sense, does he have to change that much? Who knows? He definitely needs to change, but maybe the change isn't as big as everyone thinks. You're not going to find him going from what he's at now to the best technical boxer on planet Earth. That's never going to happen. There's just not enough time.
Sorry, Frazer. I think my question really was relating to working with someone. Those changes to be made. Is there enough time to gel with someone? If that is the case, and we don't know that is the case, but I'm saying if that is the case and he's going a different route trainer-wise, is there enough time to adapt and kind of gel with that trainer in that short space of time?
Yeah, I think there's enough time. Boxing's boxing, you know what I mean? A fight's a fight. So I think it's plenty of time, and I think the way that he fights and the way he boxes, the way he learns, there's got to be enough time. It's as simple as that. You don't get no second chances in this game. Do you know what I mean? Well, you do. You get the rematch, but then after that, it's going to become very difficult. So he has to get it right.
I think in the next 2 weeks, like I said, all these kind of ifs and buts and who's fighting what, and like you said, it's like a soap opera at the moment regarding splits and everything else.
EastEnders, boxing's turned into EastEnders at the minute. You know what I mean? There's ups and downs and all the dramas, but we, like I say, as a fan, and I'm sure I speak for the rest of the fans, Get the big boys in there. Everyone loves them. Let's see them fight each other.
Okay, Mr. Frazer Clarke, Frazer the Eraser.
No. Big phrase, man. Go on.
Whoever come up with Frazer the Eraser, yeah, that needs to go.
It's Wikipedia, that is. The Eraser is a no-go. It's just Frazer, Fraz, big phrase, whatever you want. Baldy, anything.
Frazer, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. We'll definitely catch up with you probably next on Fight Week in Manchester in a few weeks' time. But best of luck in your preparation for that. And like I said, we'll catch up when we're there.
Appreciate it, Cougs. Take care, man.
Top man.